What is up, guys? Welcome back to the Verse Crypto channel, the most savage and degenerate crypto channel out there. My name's Khaos Kris, and I'll be your host today. Before we hop this video, smash that like button, hit the subscribe button, and turn on bell notifications so I keep you guys up to date with the latest, greatest news and information within the space. With that being said, let's hop right in this video. As always, we have another awesome video for all you degenerates today. Today, we're going to get a little bit into what's going on with the Maria developer. We're going to jump into a few altcoins. We're going to talk about what's going on PulseChain, and we're also going to talk about a really special altcoin that I know most of you guys have seen on my Twitter, on and also on many other places on Twitter. A lot of people are talking about this special coin called pTGC. You're probably asking yourself, what is this coin? Why do I keep seeing aliens, and why are so many people talking about it? And why is the price chart doing so extremely well? So in this live stream, we got a lot to cover. We got a lot to talk about. As most of you guys know, I've been out of town for the past few days. I'm excited to get back at it and give you guys the meat and the cheese of what's going on. So while we wait for more people to come into the live stream, let's just talk about what's going on with the price of Bitcoin. So I'm going to drop this real quick and do a quick screen share. Now, just taking a look at Bitcoin right now, it's sitting at about, $34,201. We basically hit the bottom right here, which was about 15,310. If you guys were around this entire bull market, one thing that you would have probably saw or heard about was Richard was saying that we're gonna have a bottom right around $12,000 or $11,500 or something like that, and many people were expecting that to happen. But it turns out this might be the bottom unless we get a massive black swan event, which I don't think it's going to happen. We talk about a little bit of a leg down right here. Now, why is Bitcoin rising right now? The reason why the price of Bitcoin is rising right now is more people are getting into Bitcoin because there's a lot going on in the world. Economy's not doing so well. At the global stage, we're seeing a lot of conflicts, and typically when that happens, people try to find other avenues to store their money into because there is an expectation that the money printer is going to get turned on, and we're about to see this thing pump like crazy. So that's part of the speculation. Also, on top of that, BlackRock ETF was passed. It also turned out that Tesla didn't actually sell all their Bitcoins. So there's a lot of components going on to all of this, and it's really fascinating to, definitely see. Now, moving on to crypto bubbles and just seeing what's crack-a-lacking. PulseChain, back in the top 100. It's actually been making some awesome moves, just like with the rest of the market. And in my opinion, this is going to be sleeper. We had some blood in the streets. We have the SEC lawsuit coming up. Turns out that there's so many people coming in and talking about what's going on with, the SEC lawsuit. They put their opinion out there. Now they're allowing more people to come in and put their opinion about overall what's going on, and they're extending the date. So you're seeing that there's a lot of people coming in and just talking about this SEC lawsuit against PulseChain, how it's crony, and we're starting to see the community get stronger and grow a lot bigger. Now, looking at other coins, Pepe doing really, really well, which is pretty surprising. I thought Pepe was dead, but I guess I was wrong. We might see another run up coming in the next bull market. So this is definitely a really cool coin to take a look at on the ERC20 side. And also keep in mind, most of you guys are in PulseChain, and when you look at a good ERC20 token starting to rise on the Ethereum blockchain, you should check it out on the PulseChain. There's a good chance that we might see some interest of this ERC20 counterpart on the PulseChain. It will have like mimicking run-ups going on to the future. Will they be stronger on the PulseChain? Not really sure, but it's something you definitely want to keep in mind going on to the future. Now, coming into the top 200, taking a look at some of these other projects. A lot of these projects I don't know, but I do know WorldCoin, which scares me. Apparently, they're talking about something about, using your eye as like a ID and getting like a digital passport. I'm probably going to stay away from this one because of the dystopic feeling I get every time I see it. But as for a play in the next bull market, it is under 400 million market cap. It still has yet to really run. And so these are the types of coins you want to look for. In my opinion, I think the best coins you can get into right now is under $400 million market cap, because those are more likely to do anywhere between a 50 to 1,000x going on into the future. Outside of that, I don't see many other coins that I know about. And then we got Flare Network, which if you've been following Jenna X, she actually is a COO for the Flare naming service. When I was talking to her about it, she's actually extremely bullish on the Flare Network, and it is at $182 million market cap, which is in that range that we spoke about earlier. So now getting into this live stream, there's a lot of things that we need to talk about going on into the future, because we're going to see some pretty big events on the PulseChain. Now, the one thing I really want to emphasize is when we look back at the past bull market, why did Hex hit a 10,000x? There was several factors behind that. Number one, there's the face of project, Richard Heart. Number two, Richard Heart did live streams. Number three, news events. And the reason why I want to bring this up is the number three reason. We are going to see news events going on to the future. We're going to start to see things pop off on the PulseChain ecosystem. And in my opinion, Richard's going to start making plays when it comes to, you know, trying to generate interest across the entire PulseChain ecosystem. Now, why do I bring this up? Because we're actually about to get one of our first news events coming up very, very soon. And we did talk about this briefly in the past, but it seems like we're going to see the rollout of the version 2 farms very, very soon. Currently on the version 1 farms, we basically got all the Richard Heart products, some stable coins from Ethereum, and a couple pairings. Now, on the version 2 farms, this is where things get interesting. This is the time to start speculating, thinking, okay, if I were Richard Heart or if I were the development team, what tokens would make sense to be on the version 2 farms? Now, in my opinion, and apparently this is the part where it comes in where, you know, there's a little bit of a controversy side to it. In my opinion, I personally think there has to be PRC20 tokens like Pepe, like Aave, like a lot of the tokens that Richard tried a couple months ago. I think it was back in July, where he launched farms for, you know, Pepe and whatnot. I got a whole list right here. So he launched farms for BTC, Aave, Link, Pepe, Uni, and I think it was just those 5 coins. And so what he did was he paired up those tokens between the PRC20 token, the ERC20 token, and he also took that same token and paired it up with the incentive token. Now, if I go back here to screen share, and we just take a look at the version 1 farms. Why did he have that pairing between the incentive tokens? So the ERC20 and the PRC20 token is pretty obvious. But right down here, you have the incentive Wrap Pulse and the incentive PulseX. The reason why he did that was he was trying to add value behind the incentive token by incentivizing more people to buy up that token, pair it up with the PRC20 token, and put it into the farm. It actually puts a positive buy pressure on the token in and of itself. Now, why is this all important? And just kind of bringing it all back to together. Right now is a pivotal time for anyone who's into PRC20 tokens. And with the launch of these version 2 farms, this is where you want to start thinking about, hey, if I were Richard Heart, which tokens would I put on there? And so the first token I would say that's probably going to be on that farm is definitely going to be the BTC. If you've been on Twitter, you probably know BTC has a supply right around 150,000. Half of that's locked up in the Aave protocol. There's a good chance that he might put that into the contract. Hold on. Let me make sure I get the right one. Make sure I have the right one, because I want to show you guys the massive run up that we saw. Actually, I got it right here. So if we look at the BTC chart, right around here was when he started to, you know, open up farms for PulseX. When that happened, if we come down here, we saw a 500x just right off the bat in just, I would say, just a couple of days. There's a good chance that we're going to see other PRC20 tokens doing the same exact thing. So this is not financial advice, but the one thing I want to say is if you're going to be speculating on PRC20s, the thing you got to think about is which ones are going to be added to this version 2 farms. There's very well a good chance that the version 2 farms might have a different combination or might have your favorite altcoins on the PulseChain. But in my opinion, the version 2 farms is a primal place to upload, new PRC20 token pairs. So I'll give you guys a couple that I think are going to be on there. So first one's going to be Wrap BTC. The next one would definitely be Aave / Wrap Pulse. This is definitely going to be a token Richard has talked about in the past. He actually added a farm to it. I think this one has potential, and you're starting to actually see some nice positive price movement behind the token since it was removed from the farm. So definitely another token to be looking at. And then the other one I want to also throw out there that I think could possibly be on that version 2 farm is going to be Sushi Swap. And the reason why I'm saying Sushi Swap is because there's a good chance that Sushi Swap might launch a cross decentralized DEX onto the PulseChain. There's been rumors about this, and typically when you hear a rumor, that's when you want to get in, and then once the news hits, that's when you want to get out. So those are three that I'm personally looking at: Wrap BTC, Aave, Sushi. I'm definitely going to get into a little bit more into Chainlink, and then the last one. Now, this will be epic. I don't necessarily believe that this could happen. Well, actually, anything's possible. What if on the version 2 farms, he does a pairing between eDAI and pDAI and also does a pDAI to the incentive token? That could possibly blow up the entire 414 Atropa ecosystem. Some people don't think Richard Hart's involved in pDAI, others do. I'm kind of in the camp where I lean more so towards that Richard is involved, and I think these version 2 farms are going to be pivotal to the success of pDAI hitting that $1 peg if that's the case. Or maybe Richard's seeing that there's a community being developed behind the entire pDAI PRC20 token, and by adding it to the PulseX farms, this could add a huge incentivization for more people from the Ethereum blockchain to come over. So in my opinion, outside of those other safe plays, I think there could very well be a chance where we'll see pDAI, maybe, that's a big maybe, on that version 2 farm, but it's not going to be in the way you guys think it is. It's going to be the eDAI to pDAI pair and then the pDAI to the incentive pair, because the goal of the version 2 farms is to create incentivization to buy the incentive token, add more value to it, and also add a positive price pressure on the upside. So definitely really good stuff. So that was my first bit. Now let's go into some questions. Oh, wow, we got a lot of people in here, so let's check it out. All right, Jamie Crypto, pTGC 808 over 414. We'll get that in a little bit more. Money Bags, let's go. pTGC creating liquidity like crazy. Crypto Dan, never heard of pTGC. We're going to get into that real quick towards the end of this live stream. Platypus Financials, what's up, man? Good to have you in here. Thomas Anderson, pDAI, so sad, so sad. Well, the story's not over, so we'll have to see what's going on. Jamie Crypto, pTGC getting lots of more volume day after day via new LP pairs, arbitrage bots, 5% fees, go back to a holder via token, via Pulse. The more volume you get, the more we gain. Yes, that is very true. Locoto, pTGC is killing it. Congrats to all that bought the dip. Shout out to Viber Finance. Good to see you on the live stream, Adam. The greatest currency, pTGC will abduct all PulseChain. I love that. I love that comment. That's awesome. Cool. Viber Finance, pTGC is going to the firmament. All right, here we go. Back to the firmament debate. Cool. And then Shaka Vibes, good to see you on the live stream. pTGC with the secret sauce. And then Osprey. Cool. So really great stuff, guys. Really appreciate y'all being on the live stream. Let's just keep it moving. So awesome. All right. So I know you guys want me to talk about pTGC, and we're going to do that at the end. We're going to do a little bit of a build up, but there's some other things we need to get into before we get into the main part. Now, one thing I want to throw out here, there's a Twitter account that I love to follow. His name is Bill the Bull, aka Crypto Dweeb. This guy gets into a lot of cryptocurrency calls. He actually has some really, really great plays. Now, the one thing I want to point out here is that he mentioned a really cool pattern behind the 414 ecosystem. And if you guys go back and you look at this, it's pretty interesting because the 414 ecosystem starts pumping right around full moons. I'm not really sure what the reasoning is behind that. Maybe it has something to do with astrology. Maybe it has something to do with people having heightened emotions because the moon pulls on the water in your body. And some psychologists and scientists believe that that has an emotional impact on your overall mental health. But ultimately, he put out something very interesting. First off, he talked about Monat Money doing a double bottom. And then he said, with the full moons coming in 2 days, I think the entire 414 ecosystem is going to go on a very big run. I'm prepared. Are you? Now, the one thing I want to throw out here is, historically, this is what happens. There's a good chance that it might not happen, that we start to see a massive pump. In my opinion, I think we're going to possibly see another 4 pump unless he's waiting for the launch of, for the lawsuit to basically come to fruition in the future. But typically when that full moon cycle hits, that's when we see the 414 start doing its thing. Will it be a big pump? Will it be a minor pump? I'm not really sure. But it'll be really exciting to see this ecosystem start to boom again. And that's something you want to look out for in case you wanted to, definitely dive in. Now, taking a look at some price charts. So I've been getting a lot of people coming on my Twitter and my YouTube accounts, and they're saying pDAI is dead. It's over, yada, yada, yada. Well, I want to show you guys something right now. All right. So from its initial run up, we're still sitting at a 25x. From the top, it hit a 90, what was that, like 100x? So this is right before the initial run up. Not even from the bottom. The bottom was much more, but we'll just do the initial run up. And so we're still sitting at a 25x from that level. And we've also been getting as high when we're oscillating as 36x. Now, the point I'm trying to get across is pDAI's just been stabilizing. And we've been having this price level coming right through here if you just draw a line. And in my opinion, this price level has been oscillating at about 0.00, or let's just put it right there. Basically 0.001. So 0.001, this is the level that it's basically been maintaining. Now, one thing that Access Alive was talking about, maybe the 414 wallet address is waiting for the launch of the Oracle. The Fetch AI Oracle, which could possibly fix some of the PRC20 token codes on the PulseChain. Huge speculative event. I'm not really sure. Or maybe it's waiting for the lawsuit to come to a conclusion and then PulseChain start to pump. But this is the level that's been maintaining ever since then. And overall, it's been holding up pretty strong. So in my opinion, based on how it's been trading sideways like this for a very long time, this is an extremely great opportunity. Start dollar cost averaging in, not financial advice, and start building a big bag and a big position if you're still bullish on pDAI. I completely understand if you got in and got out, or you don't want to touch it right now. To me, unknown variables. I get you. So definitely be cautious. Now, Atropa. Atropa is the other, main part of the pDAI ecosystem. If Atropa fails, pDAI is going to fail. And it's basically been doing some similar price action to pDAI. The one thing I will say is Atropa at times has appreciated much quicker in comparison to pDAI. And so I still think it's a great opportunity to build up a bag. And just like pDAI, it's been oscillating at that, I think it was like closer to a penny level, if I recall. So let's see. I think it was closer to, well, it's a little bit less than half of that. So I'll probably say it's probably 0.0075. So it's just like a tad bit higher than what's going on with pDAI. But overall, Atropa is going to be a really great token to start dollar cost averaging in. It's a little bit safer in the Atropa ecosystem. And in my opinion, this token is going to be the main utility to the price stabilization behind pDAI, and there's going to be an introduction of new utility coming on in the future. So in my opinion, we'll probably see is going to trade sideways, and then we're probably going to see it take to the upside. Now moving on, Teddy Bear. This one is an interesting one because B-Roots has been talking about it. A lot of meme coin traders have been talking about it. They've been doing some trend lines analysis right when Right when B-Roots drew a trend line, he saw a little bit of a breakout right here, and then now it's trading back down sideways as well, and it's part of the prediction. So, in my opinion, Teddy Bear has the potential to explode, and this could potentially still be the #1 meme coin. If we start to see the 4 and 4 wallet address start to make moves, this one's probably going to pump harder than the rest of the ecosystem tokens. And this one is absolutely going to be one of the biggest plays going on into the next bull market. So overall, when it comes to getting into, the Atropa ecosystem tokens, in my opinion, the safer ones are always going to be pDAI, Atropa, and Teddy Bear. pDAI is the least risky, Atropa, medium risk, and then Teddy Bear is going to always have the most risk behind the entire ecosystem. So while no one's really talking about it, and we got the version 2 farms right around the corner, and we also got the launch of the full moon that my boy on Twitter was talking about, this is the time to start dollar cost averaging in, not financial advice. If you want to get a bag, you can build a bag now, or if you just want to stay on the sidelines and do your thing, completely understand. So cool. Let's see what we got. Oh, wow. We got a lot of comments going on right now. So let's see what's going on. Cool. Bleeding Blue and Gold. tsfi just saying. The greatest currency. We're going live on Twitter in 10 minutes. You should tune in live. We will be talking about buying and burning LP with Mega and other projects and how this creates leverage to send us to the on. Okay. All right, cool. Yeah, definitely. I definitely look at. I want to make sure I cover everything else, and we'll see if we have some time back. Eel, Teddy Bear starting to worry me. Hey man, it's high risk play, but it is a meme coin, so I definitely am bullish. Cool. Shaka Vibes, thanks for covering pTGC. I'll catch your reply. Headed to the Twitter Spaces with pTGC and Mega. Cheers, bro. Okay, sounds good, guys. Let me know how it goes. Awesome. So Vets in Crypto, bang bang. Shaka Vibes, replay, no reply. Oh yeah, also Shaka Vibes, thank you so much for the super chat. It really means a lot. Cool. TSFI risk. So I think TSFI is gonna be a really great play. Let's take a look at it real quick. Now, if I type in TSFI right here, overall TSFI has been, really maintaining this price level. So basically it popped up and then it's also been trading sideways. And what's interesting about TSFI going on to the future, it's basically having this positive upward movement. So you see how this line is kind of going up a little bit to the right. It's basically going up and then down, up and then down, up and then down. So it's like a higher low every single time. Some people believe that TSFI is the first one to pump, and because of that TSFI pump, that starts to generate the it's called like the climatology waves that Sunny and Freedom tokens talk a lot about, where it causes these waves and liquidity pools that cause a massive amount of pumping going on across the tokens. And so in my opinion, possibly TSFI might be where you see the first pump, and then after that first pump, that's when we start to see it to skyrocket a little bit more. So overall, I think TSFI is going to be a really great play. I want to count it out as well. But, outside TSFI and down and the other ones I covered, I probably want to go too far away from those main ecosystem tokens because it's very easy to get lost in the sauce. So really, really good stuff. All right, so let's talk about stuff going on with Maria. I really want to briefly talk about the chat log. I know you guys want me to get into the chat log, and then we're going to jump into pTGC and tell the story of what's going on there. But basically, since I took a little bit of a break from just covering everything related to pDAI, and I started the pDAI Thursday streams, a chat log is being formed between Maria, the developer. And so essentially what happened was one day there's a folder that was put under the Atropa code and basically said, come here if you want to chat. And then there's like a in real life chat where you can go in and message this person called Maria. Maria claims to be the developer. Some people don't think that's the developer. There's been some things that happened when it came to a token transfer from the 4and 4 wallet to verify that this is Maria. And then ever since then, a lot of people in the community have been talking to Maria about what's going on with the chat log. Now, today, I want to talk about the first contact between Maria and the rest of the pDAI community. So it's a really cool story. So first off, I want to say shout out to Passport Powell. And here's his Twitter right here, Passport Pal. He's the one who compiled all this stuff, and I just borrowed it from his Twitter. But essentially, here's what happened. So the first person to jump in here was new to, and so new to, very big in the community. Let's see if I can just screenshot in here. So right here, yeah, I'll zoom in. So Maria comes in and says, "Hi, new to." New to was like, "Why, hello," and then new to says, "Great to finally talk to you." Maria said, "I'll follow up on any questions anyone posts here in a bit once more people show up. PLS chat amongst yourselves." And so cool. So more and more people come in. Passport Pal comes in. Vivian comes in. And then a lot more people in the community start to come in. So from there, we started to see a chat between the community and Maria. And I want to talk about the first few lines before I go through the entire summary and just get to the meat and the cheese. But the first few lines are very, very important to something I noticed that not a lot of people skipped over. So New2 comes in and says, "What are you building? What is the end goal?" And if we scroll down, a couple people talk about A1A. Maria says, "I don't know what A1A is." And Maria says she's going to jump into it. And then, so basically Maria comes in and says, so the first thing goes in and says, "The locked liquidity is set to design to provide a token of a capital strategy that is untenable, better than," hold on, let me scroll out, "meme or even stable coins, retaining a fault bottom specific floor for buyers." And then Maria comes in and says, "and largely buffeted loss on sales due to buy liquidity ratio." And then another big point, "The network of coins liquidities that extend from that token are intended to cover a private public distribution strategy that honors either myself or long-term or early buyers." And so it basically goes into the ecosystem and sees what Maria is talking about. Now, something interesting that I saw in this chat, and I'm just going to skip down to it. It brings up an email. So someone asked, "Hey, Maria, why did you create this in real life chat?" And so Maria said right here, "I have gotten a bunch of emails, so I thought this would be easier." Now, keep in mind, we talked about in the past about, the developer behind the Atropa ecosystem and how he actually put his name on the actual software. I'm not going to say the name, but essentially when he put his name on the software, this also had an email, and apparently a lot of people started reaching out to this person on the email. Now, something interesting that I saw was Maria was like, "I've gotten a bunch of emails, so I thought it'd be easier to talk to you guys in a real life chat." And so I'm starting to see a little bit of connection to who we thought the developer was and the actual chat. Now, also keep in mind, Maria has said some very interesting things in the past, so I'm not sure if this guy's a comedian or just screwing around or whatnot, but it's a very interesting thing and a very interesting chat. So I'm not going to go through the rest of this chat because we'll probably be here for about for a couple hours, but I'll let you guys read through it. But I want to skip to like the meat and the cheese. But you can go on Passport Pal's Twitter, and he has a really great summary of everything going on. So let's see if I can get to the summary. So here's the summary of the first chat. So hi, summarizing the key points from Maria's message. Dysnomia is a sidechain for off-chain person-to-person interactions. Utilities still being explored. So apparently there's something about an off-chain layer that's going to be added. Maria wants to see Khaos active on PulseChain, aims to be the decentralized media, social media. If you guys were on a past live stream, I talked about Khaos with Hodlonomics. Khaos has created a decentralized Twitter, and it seems like Maria is trying to incentivize Khaos to come over here and basically develop and start to bring in, more users and create a decentralized Twitter on the PulseChain. So basically what they're trying to do is incentivize people to come over. Now, going to the next point, look at liquidities and holder counts when evaluating the tokens. More locked value, fewer holders signals opportunity. Tokens not initially renounced will have transfer abilities later on. Only treasury bill retains the mint function. I don't want to get into the mint function because things get kind of sketchy, but we did talk about in the past. Choosing pDAI as a primary paired asset for its synergies, and so what's talking about is how it connects to other tokens and how people will really vibe with this token because it's trying to be a stable coin. Next phase is stability and steady growth, taking feedback and watching the ecosystem. Now, I really like this point by Maria because everyone thought pDAI was going to hit peg in October. That's not necessarily the case. We're starting to see a nice steady price chart on the pDAI token because we're starting to see the 4 wallet address do a couple things, see how the community reacts, see how the money moves, and basically do a slow, gradual build up the ecosystem. And that's something Maria stated right here in the chat. So interesting in UI mockups to show ecosystem data, enable easy $50 to $20 investing. I'm not really sure what that means, but I think that has something to do with getting into these tokens. Tokenized assets are primitive examples for development. And then you can't see this bottom one, but I'll cover real quick. Divided initial ecosystem to hedge fund, work fund, savings account, legal contract. We covered that in the last live stream. Brushing off social media rumors and anonymous accusations. So this is another thing that's interesting because part of the reason why Maria is doing this, as I said earlier, is because there's a lot of social media rumors going around about these tokens and also accusations behind the 4 wallet address. So the reason why this chat log was opened up was so that Maria can come in, answer questions, and also dispel anything that's a myth from fact. And then, and then the last one, finalizing Ethereum liquidity bridges later. This is a very interesting one because there's a good chance that we might see the Atropa ecosystem utilize tokens on the Ethereum blockchain and use this as a way to, start pulling in some of that value and have some value extraction from Ethereum to PulseChain. And then the last one, taking an observational selling out period in these early days. So right now, Maria is sitting on the sidelines, seeing how the token ecosystem plays out, and we're seeing how it will perform going in the future. Now, the reason why I want to cover these first initial points is because there's some very interesting things that popped off after we figure out who the developer was. And then now we're starting to see, a story, and we're starting to come to a conclusion of what the overall angle of pDAI is. Some big takeaways that we can get from this chat log alone before I get into pTGC is number one, Maria is doing some small things and then taking a few days to see how the ecosystem reacts. The goal isn't to bring pDAI to peg in one day. If that's going to happen, it's probably going to take somewhere between a couple months to a year, or maybe even towards the end of the bull market. Well, tail end, I want to say. Also, on top of that, we're seeing the development of multiple utilities. There's an interest in bringing Kyle over here to have a social media account on the PulseChain. There's also talks of a savings account, an easy-to-use website that you can use for investments, and also Ethereum liquidity. Can we bridge tokens onto the PulseChain so we can bring more value to the PulseChain and use that in LP pools so that we can continue to build on the Atropa ecosystem? So these are some of the big takeaways from this initial chat log. Now, I'm going to cover more of this chat log going on to the future. I've got a whole bunch of this saved onto my computer, and we'll get into it. But I made you guys a promise that we need to get into pTGC. And so, before I get into that, I'm going to look at some questions, and then I'm going to tell you guys a really cool story about what's going on with this token. So let's see if we got any more questions. Awesome. Cool. So, all right, no other questions. All right, awesome. So let's just keep it moving. Now, I was on Twitter a couple weeks ago. Well, not really a week, but it was like a week and a half ago. And I know, well, actually, no, it wasn't Twitter. Excuse me. I was actually on Dex Screener. And I noticed that there was this one token that was absolutely doing some awesome numbers that I couldn't really wrap my head around. And I basically it kind of just popped out on me. And when I looked at this token, the ticker symbol was pTGC. And I wasn't really sure if this thing was like a rug pull or if there was something else going on. But I saw some really cool price action. And when I look at the token holders, I started getting to the project. I was absolutely amazed of what was going on. And so I started posting about it, and I see more people in the community come across and say, there's this really cool token. What is going on? And what is up with this 808 wallet? So to start off, what is pTGC? And let me come over here and do a little screen share. So if you come over here, pTGC stands for Pulse the Gray's Coin. And essentially is a DAO token where if you buy, there's a 5% tax, so you have to do like a 7.5% slippage. And essentially it goes into a percentage, it goes into a burn, a reflection, a staking contract, and then also go straight to the DAO, an investment DAO, where you can decide where it's being invested. Now, if you guys come over here to pulsechain.grayscurrency.com, and let's see if I can scroll down and find, yeah, here it is. So here's basically the ultimate breakdown. 0.5% is burn, 0.5% goes to liquidity, so basically pairs up with Pulse, and then 2% goes to the DAO, and then 1% goes to the holder and staker reflection, and then 1% goes into a staker reflection contract. So basically, this is how it goes. There's a deflationary mechanism behind it. The liquidity is to increase the size of the liquidity pool. The DAO is going to be the main center when it comes to investments, and then it's, of course, you got the reflection. And if you choose to stake your tokens for a certain period of time, you get paid out pTGC tokens. So it's absolutely really cool. Here's a really quick short description. I'm not going to really get into it too much, but essentially the point I'm trying to get across is this token is a decentralized DAO. And many people see DAO and they're like, okay, I don't really understand what it is or whatnot. It's just a really cool buzzword. But essentially what a DAO is, a decentralized autonomous organization. And also it's the foundation for a new company, a new corporation, a government, an HOA, a homeowners association, not the token. And any sort of governmental structure where if you own the token, you own a piece of the project and you vote on proposals. So the best way to think about it is a government's framework. In this next bull market, you will see DAO tokens pop up like crazy where you have a small tax and you decide where to invest in. The Grays currency is the first token where you're going to have this decentralized autonomous organization doing investments through LPs or into other projects. We've seen this with Cult DAO. We've seen this with, I think it was like BitDAO. I can't remember the token, but you guys get the point. Now, why is pTGC so special? And so I'm going to come back over here to the Twitter account, and I'm going to scroll down. I need to bring up a quick tweet real quick. Let's see. Okay, so it's not letting me bring up the tweet. So we'll let me do this. All right, cool. So the reason why pTGC is so special is there's this wallet called the 808 wallet. And the 808 wallet owns a very large portion of the entire pTGC token supply. As most of you guys know, whales always, play these games where, they're trying to manipulate the price of tokens. Now, what's really interesting about this pTGC token is that it's actually creating a massive amount of PulseX LPs between your favorite PulseChain tokens. So I'll go into the first one. Let's check out this one. So we have a PulseX LP. We come over here and then we hit this. Oh, I'm sorry. Let's take a look at this PulseX LP. And then typically it would just show me where, Typically, it would just show me the paired. So, all right. Well, interesting. Okay. Well, let me just back up and let me just go over here to the deck screener. So, essentially, we have a massive amount of pairings. And if I type in pTGC, it'll just show you on deck screener. So, we have a pZen pairing. We have an Atropa pairing. We have a pTGC DAI pairing. We have a pTGC teddy bear pairing. We have a pTGC hex pairing, and a tsfi pairing. So we have a massive amount of liquidity pool pairings across all these tokens. Now, I'm going to select one of the bigger ones. We'll look at the Atropa. So if you guys come here to the Atropa pairing, we see a liquidity pool of 18,000. That is a very thick liquidity pool. Now, if we come back over here and we type in pTGC, we're also seeing a massive liquidity pair between hex. So why is the pTGC token or this 808 wallet continuing to make these big moves? And I'll show you why in a second. So let me bring up the snipping tool. I'll bring up a Word document. And then let's see what's crack-a-lacking. So basically, where a lot of this comes down to is, it's the pairing, and it has like very similar token mechanics between Atropa and pTGC. So if I come over here with my block pin, so let's say we have this coin, so pTGC, and then we'll have a major pairing between Rat Pulse. So this is right here, this is an LP. And then next one, we have pTGC. And then we have a pairing between Hex. And then I want to do one last one after this one. And then we have pTGC. And then we have a nice big old pairing between Atropa. So basically what pTGC is trying to do is replicate the similar mechanics to our favorite token, the Atropa token. So basically what you'll probably see is we'll say like the price of pTGC, we'll say 5 zeros. This might not be the actual price, but let's say it's 0.005 in this pool. And then let's say it's 0.00007 in this pool. What's going to happen is an arbitrage bot, so we'll say ARB, is basically going to come across, buy the token in this pool, and then, oh, wait, excuse me. Let me think about this. My bad. So basically, it's going to come over here, buy pTGC in this pool, and then it's going to come over here. Wait, actually, let me think about this real quick. So it's gonna come into this pool, and then sell it into this pool, and basically it's gonna have a massive amount of profit. Sorry guys, I had a little bit of a brain buster. Hold on, wait, come in here. Actually, no, I'm backing up. All right, I keep screwing up. My apologies. So basically, what this arbitrage bot is going to do is it's gonna come over here, and basically buy up the token in this higher pool right here, 0.007, sell into the 0.0005 pool, and it's going to get that nice 20% profit. By doing that, it's going to incentivize an exchange between each of these pools, and when that happens, you're going to start to see a lot of funds funnel into pTGC. On top of that, pTGC is connected to our favorite token right here, Atropa. Now, Atropa is doing a very similar mechanic behind it, and because pTGC has a thick liquidity between Atropa, there's going to be a good chance that more arbitrage bots is going to come across, do that same process between the pTGC, and essentially add more value. So if we go back to the price chart right here, and we just take a look at pTGC and Rat Pulse, you see the price is absolutely mooning right now. And in the beginning, when the 808 wallet was setting this up, basically there's like a buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell. And then over time, we started to see it moon. In this initial phase right here, this was from arbitrage bots. And then over time, more and more people started getting in. We had a little bit of correction. Arbitrage bots started to kick in. And then that's when we start to see a retrace in price and go up again. So overall, what pTGC is trying to do is the same exact thing as Atropa, but also do a little bit more efficiently. And when I say more efficiently, if we come back to the pools, we're starting to see more strategic pools between some of the most popular coins. So, for example, pTGC is getting paired up with Teddy Bear. A lot of people like Teddy Bear. On top of that, it's getting paired up with other coins such as Superstake. There's a huge interest in Superstake. There's a community being developed behind that as well. And if I continue to go down here, we also saw a pTGC and Texan token as well. So ultimately, you're starting to see the creation of these pools all across the board. On top of that, what the 808 wallet actually has been doing to garner more interest within the entire community is they've actually been doing LP burns across the board. So if I come down here to one of their tweets, let's see if it'll let me pull this up. Let's say burn. All right, so one of their major tweets right here is burns and LP burns will be happening almost every day from the DAO. The bots and the LP mechanic we put together, the funds, the DAO, and the community members amplify the process. And it's not if we do it, but when. Just remember, this is the first DAO built on PulseChain and seems to have it all. So ultimately, how this is going to work is the pTGC token has been slowly burning some of that liquidity into the liquidity pool. And then also on top of that, if we come over here to the main website, And let's see if I can just connect my wallet real quick. There have been DAO proposals coming across saying, hey, if you guys want to vote on how on the pairing, you can come over here to a proposal. And so right here, you'll see all the past proposals here about what's going on. So for example, they had one called the Dex Tool Marketing. Let's see if it'll pop up. Sometimes it'll take some time. So you come over here to the DAO and say pay for those 0.5 ETH for Dex tools. And you can come here with your tokens and vote agree or vote disagree. And then you can see all the token votes across here. On top of that, if we go and we look at some other proposals, we can also see create an LP and burn it. Click on the arrow right here, come across. It'll say here, I'll be creating another LP pair and burning it to add to the web. You can see the votes here across the board. It's based on the amount of tokens you have, facilitate your votes. So basically the point I'm trying to get across with this token is you got this wallet that's a massive whale. And I think the value, overall value of this wallet is, it started off at 26,000 and then we started to see appreciate. So this wallet has about, I think it was somewhere between $150,000, $200,000 of liquid crypto assets being paired up with pTGC and the pTGC token. And so whoever runs this 808 wallet has the intention to really, you know, create a awesome ecosystem, pump the price of pTGC, and also create a DAO that has the potential to impact the entire PulseChain ecosystem. Now, if we just go back here and just check out the pTGC price. Do a quick screen share. So if you guys were following my Twitter, I actually talked about pTGC right here. And so let me show you where I talked about. So if you guys got in right when I started talking about it, from the top, it's about 12x, and then right now it's sitting at about less than a 10x. So overall, in my opinion, if we can continue to burn these LPs and we make more strategic investments in different LPs across the board, we could potentially see this token appreciate extremely well. Some other tokens we can be looking at, I know they're already into Wrap BTC. We can also look at new tokens launching within the PulseChain ecosystem. There's a whole plethora of other things we can see. On top of that, excuse me, if we go back to the website, the heart and soul of this token is going to be that 2% DAO. This is where the funds are going to come in, and this is what's going to allow for the expansion of this DAO. I wouldn't be surprised if we see a major LP between every major token on the PulseChain with pTGC. Now, the difference between this token and Atropa doesn't have a DAO. It's just a team going across, pairing up Atropa with pDAI and other tokens and burning it, while pTGC has a community-run DAO trying to do something similar by trying to add as much liquidity through these liquidity pools, incentivize these trading bots to trade across them, and also trap some of those value into these LP pools so that the price of the token will go up into the future. So overall, I think pTGC is a really cool token, and I think there's potential for this thing to do absolute numbers. As of right now, we already seen it hit upwards of a 12x. It's still sitting at a 10x. I could very well see a market cap of anywhere between, I would say my prediction would be anywhere between 10 million on the low end to about 75 to 100 million on the higher end. And so if I show you a screen share right now, the market cap is right now sitting at about 500,000. And when I was like talking about this, it was sitting at about 30,000. So it's actually pretty cool. So let me go back to the chat, see if we got any more comments or questions or anything. So cool. So we don't get any more questions. So really, really good stuff. Now, how can we play this token in our benefits? So this is the next thing I want to get into. So if I come back over here and take a look at the pTGC token, it's going to continue to go up. Then we're going to see some profits, and then it's going to go up, and then we're going to see some profits. Now, the one thing I really like about the pTGC token is based on solely on the fact that we have so many of these liquidity pools, so we have value being trapped in between. So it's going to be very difficult to see a massive correction. On top of that, If we see pDAI pump, there's going to be a good chance that we'll see a positive price appreciation. We have USDT. We have Bullion. We have, I don't even know what that is, but I'm not going to even try to figure out. We also have a thick LP between Monet Money. We also have a thick LP behind PulseX, and we also have a thick LP behind Poppy. Now, the next thing I want to get into is just taking a look at what this 808 wallet owns, because it's pretty insane. If you guys were in the chat earlier, you can see that they're actually going to be burning a massive LP between the Mega token and pTGC. So we're going to start to see the merge of Mega and pTGC, which is really, really cool. Now, coming down here, we see a huge amount of PulseX, and we have 1111, which is like the numerology behind it. We have a little bit of a holding of Bear token, and then we also have a holding of the richardheart appreciation token. And essentially what that token is, it's a excuse me, it's a reflection token being used to basically earn DAI reflection. And then DAI reflection, when you buy and sell, is a reflection token for pDAI. So if you want more DRS token, you can own the RHA token. So it's kind of like a weird feedback loop, but it's actually a really cool concept. I don't know why this won't let me just like look at the LPs, because if I come over here and I look at the PLP, maybe if I click on this, it'll show me the PLP. Let's see if it'll pop up. Dang, there's a lot going on here. 35 PLPs, huh? All right, well, I'm not gonna even try to figure this out. Now, one of the biggest things you can do is you can come over here and look at the amount of liquidity pools that this token has been burning, and they've been going through the 00369 wallet. Now, the reason why this is important is because when you have that burn LP, that value is going to be out of the ecosystem in that burn wallet, and you can still trade through those tokens, but it makes it more difficult to have that nice little price down behind the pTGC token going on to the future. So overall, what are my overall thoughts of pTGC? I think it was a really great find, and I really like the anonymous wallet holder behind it, because people are going to ask questions. There's going to be a lot of people to jump in. They're going to be wondering what's the next move behind the 808 wallet, and also what's going to happen with this DAO. In my opinion, this is very similar to an investment DAO. I think that we're going to see more of these projects coming onto the Ethereum blockchain, the PulseChain blockchain, because ultimately not many people like to hold one token based off of fear that there's a good chance that there might be a price collapse in that said token. With these investment DAO tokens, you have LPs between the main token and other tokens as well. So if one token were to collapse, the rest of the tokens and those LPs will actually stabilize the price and would cause less of an impact. So in my opinion, based off of the LP pools, when you own the pTGC token, you own a little bit of Texan, you own a little Rat Pulse, you own a little bit of the Make Ethereum Great Again token, you own a little bit of Poppy, Bear, and the whole 9 yards. Because ultimately, when all those tokens start to pump, there's going to be a lot of money that's going to flow straight into the pTGC token, and it's going to create an awesome and a really thick liquid token on the PulseChain. In addition, there's a 5% tax, and I know a lot of people don't like tax tokens, but keep in mind, you're going to have arbitrage bots arbitraging across those pools. Those taxes from those arbitrage bots is going to make the DAO funds very, very large, which means every time an arbitrage bot tries to take profit, it's going to take that a part of that 5%, send some to the DAO, send some to the token holders, send some to the staking class, and it's also going to burn the token. So the more tokens that are being burnt, the more tokens sent into an LP burn wallet address, the more deflationary this token becomes, and the more of a price appreciation behind this token going into the future. Keep in mind, the 808 wallet is going to be like a centralized interest, and so far it's been benevolent and hasn't had any malicious interactions so far. On top of that, there has to be a certain degree of centralization behind any token in the beginning, very similar to what we saw with Hex, Bitcoin, and any other great token. And also, lastly, something really, really big. If I come over here to the screen share right here is the transaction hash where pTGC contract was renounced, meaning it can't be changed, it cannot be manipulated, it cannot be any sort of rug pull. So now that the token address has been renounced, we see the DAO being formulated, and we also see the 808 wallet being a really great player. In my opinion, this token could be an absolute sleeper going on into the future. So if you're interested in getting this token, please check it out. Also, keep in mind, there's going to be more DAO proposals coming into the future. There's a good chance that we will see more tokens being paired up with the pTGC token, and we'll start to see a really great community form behind this. Overall, I'm definitely very bullish on this token. I'm going to continue to cover it. If you guys want me to do another video on it, definitely leave a comment down below, and I'll continue to cover it going on to the future. So really, really great stuff. Let's see if we got any more comments going on. So Kel, aliens, love it. Vets in crypto, bang bang. Shaka vibes, reply not reply. Shout out to Adam Vibra Finance, Ron Schuler, tsfi risk, not really big. Vets in crypto, solid play. Kyle Atkin, pDAI and BC red candles. Laugh out loud, shaking plebs like you out. Yeah, well, keep in mind, pDAI is just on a standstill right now, and there's a good chance that we actually might see it do well in the next couple weeks or months based off of this possible upcoming pump. In my opinion, when you stop talking about a token, that's probably, when you see Twitter and the rest of the community stop talking about a token, that's when you want to get into it. When everybody's talking about it, that's when you don't want to be buying into the token. So now that not many people are talking about pDAI, there's not that much interest, it's just been trading sideways, this is the time to start dollar cost averaging in. pTGC has been mooning right now. Everybody's talking about it. Maybe it might not be a good idea to really start dollar cost averaging in, or maybe have some sort of strategy going on to the future, because when people stop talking about it, that's when you want to get in. When people start talking about it, that's when you want to start making moves. So really, really good stuff. So cool, guys. All right, guys. Well, that is it for the video. I want to thank you for viewing the Verse Crypto channel. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think about the Nano Wallet, pDAI, and also let me know what you think about pTGC. Is this developer from a different planet? Is this project all hype, or is it the next 100x gem on the PulseChain blockchain? So definitely let me know down in the comments. And before I wrap this video up, smash that like button, hit the subscribe button, and turn on bell notifications so I keep you guys updated with the latest, greatest news and information in this space. My name's Khaos Kris. I love every single one of you guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out, guys.